Recall that the lines between components on a schematic diagram represent wires. There are two main types of wiring on a circuit: field wiring, factory wiring. Recall that factory wiring is done by the manufacturer. Field wiring is done by the technician. Factory wiring is represented by a solid line on the diagram. Field wiring is represented by a dashed line on the diagram. Most schematic diagrams will also tell you the color of wires. On each line in the diagram, you will see a symbol. For example, BLK or BLU. BLK stands for black wiring and BLU stands for blue wiring. Some legends will define the color symbols. Recall that a schematic diagram represents components with symbols. On a diagram, some symbols will have a black border around them. You can see an example in the picture to the right. A black border around a group of symbols indicates the internals of a single component. For example, the image to the right shows a contactor on a schematic diagram. You can see that the contactor is labeled CONT, and it has a black box around several internal components. The diagram shows the internal components so that you can determine the type of contactor. In the picture, you can see that this is a single-pole contactor since there is only one contactor switch. There is one contactor switch between 11 and 12, a wire running beneath the switch, and a coil underneath the wire. A schematic diagram can also be used to determine how components are wired to each other. For example, view the image to the right. You can see that this image shows a dual-run capacitor, start relay, and a start thermistor. Start by looking at the dual-run capacitor on the left-hand side of the image. You can see that a blue, BLU, wire runs from the HERM terminal on the compressor to the start thermistor. The wire is highlighted in blue in the image. Look at the dual-run capacitor again. You can also see that a yellow wire runs from the common terminal on the dual-run capacitor to the start capacitor. The wire is highlighted in yellow in the image.